Mexico is an incredibly popular tourist destination, but travelers should be aware of the dangers before booking a trip. The country is often referred to as a criminal's paradise, and there have been reports of crimes, including violent crimes, in some areas. In this video, we'll discuss the potential dangers of traveling to Mexico and offer advice on how to minimize your risk of becoming a victim while on vacation. The dangers of traveling to Mexico. Mexico has long been known as a popular tourist destination, thanks to its beautiful beaches, fascinating culture, and vibrant cities. However, it's also gained a reputation as being a haven for criminals, as well as home to organized crime and drug cartels. The country has seen an uptick in violent crime in recent years, which is concerning for visitors and locals alike. Drug-related violence is especially common in certain parts of Mexico, and this can make it a dangerous place for travelers. The situation has become so dire that the U.S. State Department issued an advisory warning against travel to certain parts of the country in 2020. Travelers should also be aware of the prevalence of scams in Mexico. Tourists are often targeted by con artists who may try to sell them phony items or charge them exorbitant prices for services. In addition, travelers should exercise caution when dealing with law enforcement, as some officers may take advantage of tourists who are unfamiliar with Mexican laws and customs. Finally, tourists should be mindful of the risk posed by natural disasters in Mexico. The country is prone to earthquakes, hurricanes, and other extreme weather events, and travelers should be aware of the potential risks associated with these hazards. It's important to keep in mind that there are still many safe and enjoyable places to visit in Mexico. However, travelers should always exercise caution and remain alert to potential dangers when visiting this beautiful country. Tips to keep in mind when traveling in Mexico. When planning a trip to Mexico, you should be aware that it is home to a paradise of criminals. While some areas are relatively safe, there are parts of the country where crime is rampant and travelers may find themselves in danger. Before you plan a trip, you should thoroughly research the area you plan to visit and understand the potential risks. First, it's important to understand that many cities in Mexico experience high levels of violence due to drug cartels and organized crime. In some of these cities, the level of violence is so severe that the government has issued travel warnings. It is essential to pay attention to any warnings that may have been issued by your own government and avoid areas with high levels of criminal activity. Second, it is important to be aware of your surroundings while traveling in Mexico. Even if you are staying in a safe area, it is still wise to remain alert and aware of what is going on around you. If you feel unsafe at any time, leave the area immediately. Third, make sure you know how to contact the authorities if needed. You should also familiarize yourself with local laws and customs so that you do not break any laws unintentionally. It is also recommended that you get travel insurance before embarking on your trip, as this will provide some financial protection should anything go wrong. Finally, it is a good idea to check in with family or friends while you are away. Make sure they know where you are and have contact information for someone who can help in an emergency. By taking these simple precautions, you can ensure that your trip to Mexico is safe and enjoyable. How to stay safe while you're there. Traveling to Mexico can be a thrilling and exciting experience, but it can also be dangerous if you don't take the proper precautions. There are a few things you can do to keep yourself safe while in Mexico. 1. Research. Before you travel, it's important to do some research about the area you'll be visiting. Find out about the crime rate, any local customs or laws that might affect you, and what type of safety measures are in place. 2. Stay alert. Always be aware of your surroundings and trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, move away from the area or leave entirely if necessary. 3. Avoid isolated areas, stick to well-lit, populated areas when possible. Try to avoid isolated streets and alleys, as these are often sites for criminal activity. 4. Don't flash your money, keep your money and other valuables hidden away and out of sight. Never carry large amounts of cash on your person, and avoid displaying expensive jewelry or watches. 5. Lock your doors. Make sure all your doors and windows are locked at all times, including when you are at home or staying in a hotel. 6. Don't go out alone. Whenever possible, try to stay in groups or with another person. 2 is generally considered safer than 1, so try to find someone who can accompany you. 7. Pay attention to local police. Be aware of local police and security forces. They are there to protect you and can provide helpful advice on safety precautions. By following these simple tips, you can help ensure your trip to Mexico is as safe and enjoyable as possible. Just remember to always stay alert and trust your instincts. What to do if you become a victim? If you become a victim of a crime while in Mexico, it is important to remember that your safety should always come first. The following steps will help ensure that you remain safe. 1. Immediately call the police and emergency services. In Mexico, the emergency number for police is 066. 2. Do not confront the perpetrators. It is important to remember that any attempts to fight back could put you in even more danger. 3. Collect as much evidence as possible. Take photos and video of the crime scene and any wounds or injuries you may have sustained. This will help the police with their investigation. 4. Report the crime to your local consulate or embassy. They will be able to assist you in filing a police report and provide other types of support. 5. Seek medical attention if necessary. If you have been injured, make sure to get immediate medical attention. 6. Seek psychological support if needed. Crime victims may require additional emotional support, so do not hesitate to seek help from mental health professionals. It is important to stay aware of your surroundings and take steps to protect yourself while in Mexico. By following the tips above, you can ensure that you remain safe and protected while traveling in this popular destination. What to do if you witness a crime? Witnessing a crime can be a frightening experience, especially in a foreign country. If you find yourself in this situation while traveling in Mexico, it is important to remain calm and remember that help is available. Here are some tips to consider if you witness a crime. 1. Do not intervene. No matter how tempting it may be to help the victim, intervening in a crime can put you at risk of physical harm or arrest. Instead, call local law enforcement or the nearest U.S. embassy or consulate for assistance. 2. Report the crime. Give a detailed description of the crime and the people involved to the local police, including any identifying information you have such as license plate numbers or descriptions of vehicles used. If possible, write down the time and location of the crime and provide a detailed description of the suspects. 3. Stay away from the scene. After reporting the crime, it is important to move away from the scene as quickly and safely as possible. If you must remain in the area, be aware of your surroundings and watch out for any suspicious activity or individuals. 4. Seek medical attention. If you are injured or otherwise affected by witnessing a crime, seek medical attention immediately. Medical professionals can also provide psychological support if you need it. 5. Seek legal advice. Contact your embassy or consulate for legal advice and/or representation if necessary. It is important to understand your rights and responsibilities as a witness so you know what to expect in case of an arrest or trial. Witnessing a crime can be a traumatic experience, but knowing what to do in these situations can help keep you safe and ensure justice is served. Remember, the most important thing is to remain safe and avoid putting yourself at risk. To get other undiscovered secrets, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you.